Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations. We're continuing where we left off. We're doing Case 5, the final case in the first game, Turnabout Ablaze. I've seen a lot of comments of people telling me this case is very long, also people telling me that I'm going to get really pissed off at one of the witnesses who doesn't stop talking, but I guess we'll see what's the big deal about this case. People are really looking forward to me playing this one. But let's start it up here. Turnabout Ablaze. Two cards. One of the Black Raven. And one of the White Raven. A country torn in two. One to the west. And one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again. The truth will reveal itself. It's the Yatagarasu. You accused Yatagarasu. K, you! What? K did that? 8 hours earlier. High Prosecutor's office is room 1202. It's so nice. Almost dreamlike to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gatewater Land Theme Park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Mr. Edgeworth! This is big. Big, I tell you. Yeah, so you can see Edgeworth's not too happy. Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to just find herself, you know. Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake. Say what? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I've got something much more important that I want you to see. Oh, and that is? Take a look at this. Yatagarasu sends card to embassy. On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The date the card mentions is today. Today, huh? Come on, we've gotta hurry. The embassy awaits. I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually, really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so dassical today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Well, then you should, get too wound up too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. You mean Miss Yu. The woman who killed Kay's father, Byrne Faraday, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom. Ah, she makes me so mad, the phony. everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card until a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine. See? That's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that that woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go. Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes? No. No reason at all. Very well. Seeing as how Miss Yu is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this. I know you'd come around. March 14, 5 p.m. Theatra Neutralis. By the light of this night's glorious moon, we are ready to embark on our nightly outing. And this is where our tale begins. The Steel Samurai is a famous TV show in the Ace Attorney series. Heh, what a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy? Yeah, the climax is really awesome. Steel Samurai, Sushi Slash. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out. I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say, though, this embassy set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building. Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that it is a neutral zone shared by the two countries. So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries? The one that's called the Kingdom of Bats, right? Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well. Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja. The Republic of Babahl is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja stage show. That's something for fangirls like me. We've totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show rear end. You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja. So anyway, about today's event, what's it called again? The Kingdom of Alabast versus the Republic of Babahl, a Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries, the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babahl, these two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature. And it was called the Principality of Codopia. Oh, so it used to be Codopia, but it broke away into two countries 7 years later. Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm alright, moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of their past remain. For example, their flags preserve the flowers and butterfly motifs to this day. Codopia, huh? The KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Codopia. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split into two. However, the Yatagarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me, what were we talking about again? If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabast versus Babahl Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries had a pretty bad relationship with each other, but supposedly they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event. If that's the case, then why the versus? Also, both countries claim to own the real Primidux statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Kay, need I remind you to take care and not succumb to your thieving desires? Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know, that... she had better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. Hey, I know. And although we don't, know if the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. Who's this? This is the perfect angle. Go, my image. Travel across the wave world and into every TV set around the globe. A more honest approach to, appearing on TV might serve your ambitions better. Also, this soundtrack, I think this is from Mega Man Legends, on the ship, Mega Man Legends 2. I think this soundtrack plays on the ship, because Capcom has used, a lot of the Mega Man Legends soundtracks in the Ace Attorney games, for example, the police station theme. There are pamphlets about the 2 embassies here on this table. Still looks weird to me. So, having 2 countries that used to be one and broke away and now hate each other, having them both share the same building in an embassy, that's not a good idea. The country split into 2 a few years back, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since, so they split the embassy too? Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to build 2 separate ones, huh? I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. 2 countries share this building with borders. What is all that hubbub? Back! Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! And he's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him. You know, I've seen a lot of these shows in a bunch of other places, but today's show, it was like they went for a complete comedy, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that last move, the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash, I couldn't help but laugh. I know, right? And that Pink Princess movements are really stiff. In the middle of the show, I could swear that I heard help. Oh, I know, I totally thought that too. The Pink Princess has a bad hip? Seriously? Just what were they thinking, you know? I suppose there is no graceful way to enter this conversation. 10 more minutes. No, in 5 more minutes. But isn't it really bad for me to spend time doing this? It's no use. Would someone please just tell me what I should do? You appear to be troubled by something. May I be of any assistance? Leave me alone! I'm trying to figure out the right time to talk to that girl over there. And if I mess up, it'll be because I'm talking to you right now. Somehow I get the feeling he's about to fall flat in his face. Well, let's just do as he wishes and leave him alone. Guard here? Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering, what is beyond these doors? Is the Alabastian Embassy. Now, unless you have some business with the embassy, I suppose I can't really claim to have any business with the embassy right now. Well, you don't have to be so rude about it, Mr. Guard. The national flag of the Kingdom of Alabast, is displayed here. The crest on it features a flower. Flowers and butterflies are kind of a rare motifs for flags, don't you think? Well, when they used to be the Codopia, the government, used to take pride in its land. The citizens also love the rich, beautiful, bountiful nature all around them, thus the design. Hey, if the Steel Samurai got popular enough, do you think they'd put him on their flag? Or are you in your right mind, Kay? Maybe the Gem and Ninja would make a better candidate. Haha, don't make me laugh, only the Steel Samurai deserves such an honor. And we're here, reporting live from the Theatrum Neutralis. As you can see, tonight's audience is full of enthusiasm. Let's see what this member of the audience has to say. Well, okay, that was good. Let's do one more run-through. Excuse me, but when you are ready to film for real, would you mind giving me a call? I sense that she didn't hear a single word I just said. There's a flat panel at tape deck and a row of Steel Samurai videos on this table. I suppose it's so visitors can watch an episode or 2 at their leisure. I guess it really is just that popular, huh? Yes, although I never thought I would see it reach this level of popularity. I wonder why they decided to call on the Steel Samurai for an event like this. I mean, it's like they intended to cut the 2 countries apart with the Steel Samurai, sword instead. Wouldn't that go against the whole point of this event? Is that who I think it is? Oh, yes, where in tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop. What was her name? Laura, Lisa, she was a character in the first Ace Attorney game. She was actually an important witness at Edgeworth's trial. She accused Edgeworth of committing murder. But basically the whole reason that she was testifying to that because she thought it would be cool to be a witness at a trial. She was really annoying. I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yet my instincts are directing me not to engage in this conversation with her. Perhaps it would be best if I left her alone. These flowers were sent by Global Studios. Global Studios? That's where they filmed the Steel Samurai television show. They have been producing hit after hit recently, so the studio is being remodeled. Oh, Laura, I think, or... Laura, let me actually look her up. Because she has, in the anime, she has a pretty strong southern accent, Lotta Hart. That was her name. Lotta Hart. I thought it was Laura, but Lotta Hart. Lotta Hart is her name. Okay, yeah. That mascot there is also getting a facelift too, right? What's its name? You mean Miss, Monkey? Yeah, I thought it was something like that. You really have a great memory. Ha! Never underestimate my powers of recollection. The national flag of the Republic of Babahl is on display here. The crest on it features a butterfly. It's really rare to see a national flag featuring an animal on it. Not really. I can list at least a few off for you that do. Okay, then there are any flags really chick, things on them. Chick things? That's pretty vague, Kay. Although, by my definition, there aren't really any flags that feature a chick object. Oh, that's too bad, because if there was, I was thinking about stealing it. And what exactly would you do with a stolen national flag, Kay? Is there something I can help you with? Oh, it's the guard here, So this is the other country, the Republic of Babahl? Or Babahl, how do you say it? Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering what is beyond these doors. The Babahlese embassy is just beyond these doors, sir. You have some business with the embassy. Do you require immediate access? Ah, no, that's quite alright. Are you sure, sir? Anyone and everyone is always welcome in the Republic of Babahl. Well then, since we're here, an embassy isn't some sort of theme park, Kay. Tish, you're such a buzzkill. So that guard was from the Republic of Babahl was a lot nicer than the guard from the other country. Okay, that's good. Alright, now give me a dramatic slam right there. Stop! Stop! Hey, do you mind? Get out of the way, buddy. Okay, once more. In 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, was that my fault just now? Well, he's obviously working. I guess we should leave him alone. May I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai. Edgeworth is actually a fan of the show. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for? Please excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. It looks like he's written something down for you. To Edgeworth, from Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. Wow, an autograph. Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Heh. Autograph of a sketch of his face and weapon. That one thing I noticed about the Steel Samurai, he wasn't talking. So it could really be anybody in that costume. Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba is waiting for you. And now the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the Kingdom of Alabast to shake the hand of the Ambassador. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for the two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera. In just a few seconds, the Gem and Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Gem and Ninja will enter the Republic of Babahl. He is set to meet with the Ambassador of Babahl at that time. Ah, the Gem and Ninja show is about to start. We gotta get back to our seats. Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas. Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If we miss even a second of the Gem and Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you. I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay? Ah, I can listen to that Ninja Mark for Death's lullaby song all day. His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice. Now that's the Jammin' Ninja's greatest weapon. Ah, those prices of Jammin' Ninja merchandise over there. I've got to have them. I especially want that hair sticks they're selling exclusively at these shows. They're, exactly like the one the heroine Princess Misola wears in her hair. Anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? You're thinking of going home, aren't you? Well, it doesn't seem likely the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank. No way! I just know the Yatagarasu will show. But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning this would wind up being a wild goose chase. But that card she sent was a genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake? How does that make sense? Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now. Oh, we've got a problem. The Yatagarasu has been spotted in Alabast. What? What? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony. Hey, what gives? I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you, may enter. What the? Hey! The Steel Samurai just waltzed straight on through without one. Now, if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is going to escape. Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself. That's true. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to enter through Babahl and climb over the wall into Alabast.
Hold it!
You would tell a prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally, enter another? Kay, are you listening to me? Kay Faraday, and I'm coming through. Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her, anyone. March 14, 6:12 p.m., open air stage. Kay, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Ack! Fire! This is too big for us to handle. Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Babahl too. You, a cursed Yatagarasu. Kay, you had better be alright, wherever you are. March 14, 6:45 p.m. Babahl's embassy, secretariat's office. I told you, it wasn't me.
Hold it!
Kay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Now, can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this. It wasn't me! Wait, that kind of looks like Manny Kochin. Is that Manny Kochin? It wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open-air stage. A suspicious person. A long black coat and hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they, must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There is no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is correct. And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? You refuse to answer? I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority. Hey, pal, what the heck, does what you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction, the end. No, technically an embassy isn't a part of another country. If there was a murder at an embassy, technically that country would send its own detectives. And seeing how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Huh? This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babahl, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babahlese government and Babahlese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterritorial rights, sir? Do you really believe that the truth is out there? Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place. And speaking of an embassy, there was a case that happened a number of years ago. It was an incident at an embassy. I think it happened in London. I know it happened in Great Britain where it happened. But basically what the incident was is that there was, at the Chinese embassy in Britain, there was a bunch of Free Hong Kong protesters protesting against China's crackdown on Hong Kong outside the embassy. And what happened was one of the security guards or police officers from the embassy, the Chinese embassy, got really angry. These are guards that work for the Chinese embassy. They're part of the Chinese government. They got really angry, and what they did was they literally grabbed one of the protesters from across the gate and tried to pull them into the Chinese embassy. And the British police officer did a good job. He actually stepped foot in the Chinese embassy and actually pushed the Chinese guard away and grabbed the protester back so that the protester would be back on British soil. And technically, the British officer entered China's land by entering into that embassy, but the Chinese security officer already violated Britain's sovereignty by literally trying to grab the protester across the gate and pulling them into the Chinese embassy. And if that officer had fully pulled in that protester, they could have faced Chinese law in that. So literally, it caused an international incident when that happened. But I think that the officer did a good job by saving that protester, because that could have ended really badly. Which means we can do a little, here in this situation. No way, sir. Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home. Mr. Edgeworth! Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth! In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Miss Von Karma! Eek! Ambassador, Heleno, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. Manny was my secretariat, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. It was Manny Cochin, I knew it. The dead body looked like Manny Cochin. Okay, trying to, in fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisca. Well, I never imagined I'd meet you here of all places. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct.
Hold it!
Already? What is it? Ambassador, Poleno. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant? Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Poleno. Very well. I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. What did you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face. Francisca, please. I don't know what you're, planning quite yet. But at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. That's her animation from the first game that she's doing, or the second game. Just remember that my whip is always, ready to wake you, should you have a brain lapse. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you are done playing games... Right, let's begin the investigation. Okay, let's take a look around this room. By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well,
Better late than ever, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babahlese embassy today.
And why are our police guarding an embassy?
Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatagarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years. It was a more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Ugh!
Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands.
But sir, if I get cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore.
Okay, let's look at the body. Manny's dead. So our victim was the secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Cochin. I heard that he was an admirable person, very admirable. Accused murderer. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? Cause of death, single stab to the base of the neck. The body wasn't badly burnt by the fire. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This is the weapon here. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife.
This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on it, huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although, it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy.
But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. Butterfly-shaped guard adjourns the handle of the murder weapon. Isn't that the butterfly, the symbol of both nations? They said, covered in victim's blood, the blade matches the wound. Butterfly motif is noteworthy. What's this in his pocket? Is that the Yatagarasu key? Yatagarasu key. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key, it can't be. Isn't that the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... Huh.
7 years ago? Oh! You mean that case when I was framed, sir?
Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Which was then stolen by Callisto U.
What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir. I thought he was killed with a knife. Eek.
Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even amongst law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge.
Oh, I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir.
I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... here, this button. And it turns into a... knife.
Oh! Well, it's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick.
The Yatagarasu stole this from the embassy 7 years ago. It's also a knife. I knew it! This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade. I remember this as well. It's a very a fine motive, isn't it? Yes, it looks like the two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines,
sir. I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the police mark on our IDs.
I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. The real question is, why was the Babahlese embassy's secretariat holding this? While we don't know how Miss Cochin came to possess this key, we do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Kodopian embassy. That's right, Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer. I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Kodopia. Why don't you ask Ambassador Polano about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Canopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. It's a knife wound. It's obvious what he was killed with, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound. Indeed. This man. Where do I know him from? Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting its investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near the site, you got it? If I let you examine the site, my superior would get really angry at me.
You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy who, so why don't we do as he says?
Yes, I suppose we might as well.
That's some fireplace.
You know,
It really gives this place a mansion-like quality, don't you think?
the fireplace is probably the source of the fire.
Oh, these are a staple in every Babahlese house. That I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit to.
Just how old are you again, detective? The ceiling's fan must have fallen from the ceiling.
A ceiling fan? What does one of those do?
Oh, man. Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one ceiling.
Well, if I had one in my room, I bet I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I slept.
Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep.
Hey! It's another butterfly!
I believe it's a symbol of the Republic of Babahl, national symbol that adorns the national flag. Alabaster flower is its counterpart. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy, it definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism.
Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place is because I wanted to protect our country.
You may want a detective, however, I've yet to see the fruits of your desire.
You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir.
This safe. A small personal safe. This was Mr. Cochin's office. So perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. The Secretariat's office safe. It can't be opened without the key. The Yatagarasu key, maybe. Okay, are you alright? You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, of course I don't, and I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate at all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation would prove that to be true. Go ahead and try it, then, if you're that confident. I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on this display rack, sir.
Knives, huh? Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. I guess
the handles all got burnt off by the fire.
Ah. So even the knives fell victim to the fire. He's European, so they're I'm trying to do kind of European accent, but my accent is more Eastern European. Ambassador Poleno, are these knives yours? Well, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babahl. These butterfly-themed knives, along with the Alabat's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Babahlese ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release in the tang of this blade. Ambassador Poleno, what is this notch here for? Oh, that! It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them. So that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. What if the handle on the murder weapon was changed? Because they said the handle didn't have any blood on it. I see, so these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia.
It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Babahlese embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir?
Perhaps the Babahlese are studying American culture and our tourism industry. If they have plans to make the Babahlese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism,
I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said that if I bring these with me to Babahl, I can trade them in for a few buffets.
oh, so how do you expect to travel to Babahl?
Well, the whole world is connected by the ocean, sir. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babahl if I have to.
Can a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things? What is this statue here? Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the Secretariat.
Hold it!
But there is a possibility that it's related to the murder, wouldn't you agree?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we can find some solid proof.
I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the primitive statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Both countries claim to own the real one, national treasure. Only Ambassador and Secretariat can touch. Miles Edgeworth, what is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. Watch with the giddy glint in her eyes. I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisco. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. I thought Francisco was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy? Why is she here when she's supposed to be overseas in pursuit of a smuggling ring? Because the smuggling ring is tied to this embassy. And Manny Kochin is tied to it as well, the murder. I was investigating at the Bastion embassy when I got wind of this mess. Oh, that's right, the Yatagarasu was due to appear at the embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although, there wasn't an incident at the Bastion embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babahlese embassy. Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's in the Bastion embassy, acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. Yatagarasu. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir.
Kay? You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday. So she's that feisty little girl. Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life. I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all.
How so?
The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret.
The card warned that the Yatagarasu will steal the embassy's dirtiest secret.
But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract, and it's going to be on the rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder, though, if Callisto U really is a Yatagarasu. Okay, let's talk. I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Paleno, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate, not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Kochin's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating. Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it won't be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babahl. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babahl. Now I remember. The Republic of Babahl is known for its feverish tourism industry. Or feverish tourism industry. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased Manny Kochin. He was my secretary, and the embassy secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything, accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG-8 incident. The KG-8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. Yeah, I recognized the picture. It looked like Manny. So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame he had such a bright future ahead of him. Renovations. What exactly do you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us. Ambassador Paleno, I was wondering if I may ask you about Codopia. Codopia, alright. What would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh! How fascinating. Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there is a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Codopia.
Hold it!
And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both of Codopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still, Codopia. This key was stolen from the Codopian embassy 7 years ago by the Yatagarasu. So it was from Codopia, the key. It wasn't something that the Yatagarasu made, it was something the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago. Ambassador Paleno, this key was stolen from the Codopian embassy 7 years ago by the Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really? Why is he getting all nervous? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at that time? I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babahl became its own independent nation. But if Manny were still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Coach and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. Okay, I think we've searched this room basically top to bottom here. Okay. A lot of stuff here. Okay. A butterfly-shaped guard adjourns the handle of this murder weapon. Butterfly of Babahl, the national symbol that adjourns the national flag. Alabaster flower is its counterpart. I think these two are connected. Motive on knife handle, butterfly, Babahl. Let's see. They're connected. Design on this knife's handle. It greatly resembles a special Babahlese species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus, it says right here, this knife is property of the Republic of Babahl. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. Okay. Locked safe. This key was stolen from the Codopian embassy 7 years ago by the Yatagarasu. Let's see if this opens the safe. We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim Mr. Cochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to that personal safe in this to the personal safe in this office.
Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out.
It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? It's almost empty.
Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Yatagarasu made off with the everything, sir?
No, Detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What's this? What is this here?
It looks like, the ripped, corner of a piece of paper, sir.
No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe.
Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Hold it!
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe, yeah. So, were they exchanging notes through the embassy walls? Is on the other side of this wall, is the other embassy there? That's a possibility.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it has 2 compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there is extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment.
What?
I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct, and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there's no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more, spot of interest to me on this safe. Oh? Yes, and I believe that the spot is the keyhole to the, to our second mystery lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer.
Hey, there's a hole here, sir.
It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole. Yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh?
It's shaped kinda...
Like a star, don't you think, sir?
Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole.
Well, there's gotta be some reason why the hole's shaped so weirdly, you know?
Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so.
Maybe I'm overthinking things. Nah, there's no way I could ever do that. Oh,
Yeah. Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me. Let me see what it looks like when it's closed. Yeah. That's the key. We discovered this trick 7 years ago, and with it we were able to corner Miss Yu. But who would have thought that I'd see this key again after all this time?
Eureka!
Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisco? The shape. It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Hold it!
Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure this safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out? You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to a hidden compartment of the safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove to you, right now, that the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it.
Objection!
The Yatagarasu's key. Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of the safe. We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarazu's key was originally made to open Mr. Kochin's safe in the Kodopian embassy. We confirm. So the blade is the other key. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to his safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of this key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see? What are you talking? Ah! It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous. Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance. Then it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open the safe.
Eek! Yes, sir, opening it now.
These items there.
It's a bunch of funny-shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art, huh?
You're in the way, now move, Scruffy.
I didn't think I was in the way.
These pieces of art. They're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures that this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. These are pieces of stolen art from around the world.
I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Eek!
Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Why, do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break? Is it just me, or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about.
Beats me, sir.
Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, Detective? Mr. Kochin's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. It appears that we found the key that the Yatagarasu, no Miss Yu, stole 7 years ago.
Since it was originally from this embassy, maybe she came back to return it.
I don't think she's the type to be so kind as to do such a thing, Detective.
Okay, then what do you think, sir?
Callisto Yu, for what reason did she steal the key? To build this sort of trick into one safe is really something. Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, it's neat how this safe has 2 compartments, but what's really impressive is that the other end of the key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed.
I wonder if Mr. Kochin was just paranoid, or if he had secrets of that great a value.
Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. But then, when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid that I was going to stab myself.
Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty.
Yes, sir.
Francisca's return. Why is she here when she's supposed to be overseas investigating a smuggling ring? The card warned that the Yatagarasu will steal the embassy's dirtiest secret. The embassy was stealing art from around the world. They were part of the smuggling ring. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret. Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me this is no coincidence. In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babahl's embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Smuggling. Francisca, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that. Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off. This accounting document. It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you, see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Codobia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabast and Babahl is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Franziska for you. She's amazing, pursuing the case of all she has. A county doc related to smuggling. Proves someone in one of the countries is the ringleader. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yes. This. Accounting doc related to smuggling. Proves someone in one of the countries the ringleader. Eureka! Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3? Well, well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Babahl's, ink. Babahl's ink? Babahl's ink is a special product of the Republic of Babahl. However, due to a special reason, only limited volume is ever exported. Hold it! And that reason is, that's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know it. I think it's pretty important. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Cochin. His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was, to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Cochin was a suspect in the KG-8 incident. Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be. Now come along quietly, Yatagarasu, K. Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin. Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I chased a fake Yatagarasu in here, and he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. That's your Miranda rights. The thing about that is your Miranda rights are not read to you when you're being arrested. They're only read to you when you're being questioned, like in an interrogation room. Hold it! I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Oh, great. We're fighting Sheena now. YRSK. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babahl's embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagarasu. Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. The Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu. Very well. Then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Rebuttal. YRSK. Okay. Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu, Yatagarasu, infiltrated the Babahl's embassy tonight. Hold it! They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu, that committed murder eluded us. Of course I chased after the Yatagarasu that entered the Babahl's embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy.
Hold it!
The confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire? A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claimed to have seen that person start the fire. It sounds like we have a phantom in our midst.
Yeah.
In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu.
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Kochin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound. I expected nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need. How did she know about the documents? Unless she overheard Edgeworth.
Hold it!
So you're claiming that Kay knew that a foreign country's embassy had such documents. As stated in the calling card, the Yatagarasu was out to steal a dirty secret, which means that the goal tonight was to steal those smuggling activity documents. You have it all wrong. It was the fake that sent that card. Your words are meaningless. If you are truly innocent, then let's see some proof. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I leave it to you to handle this. Yes, I'd rather you did. The Yatagarazu's goal, huh? You can claim she's innocent, but you can't change the facts I've already outlined. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body.
Hold it!
I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default. No, but if you saw the self-reported Yatagarasu standing in front of a body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself? Even so, I'd still listen to what the person had to say before I pass judgment. Are you talking about yourself and those times when you were under suspicion? I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience.
I personally know that feeling really well, sir.
And given my situation, I know exactly what it's like too. I'm fine with never experiencing it, ever. Are you done with your little group conference? So Agent Sheena suspects Kay of murder simply because Kay is the Yatagarasu. But if I can prove that the Yatagarasu's goal is not related to murder, then I may be able to begin to reason with her.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Sheena's rebuttal is very difficult. I can tell right now, here. The body wasn't badly burnt by the fire.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Maybe the Yatagarasu's key, this was stolen.
Objection!
No. She killed Mr. Oh, this is it. How was I not seeing it? She killed Mr. Cochin for the key, but the key,
Objection!
Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer, and the Yatagarasu, I'm certain that securing the smuggling documents is not motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Cochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Oh. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked. It's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Cochin had the key on him.
Objection!
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had known that fact. Need a reason. All of this. is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice that the safe second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. Definitive evidence. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. But remember that the handle can be changed. The knife is part of a special 3-piece set, which has a set design like no other. The evidence and testimonies all points to that girl. There is no counter-argument. That is your definitive evidence. You see now that she is definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you've got to believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person. That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt that something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Ah! Who's there? This is... I came to this room upon hearing that girl's scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. But the suspicious person in the black coat who came into this room before me... You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? That... I don't know. But I know they came in here. That sounds like a desperate excuse of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth. I must show that they are with some solid evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry, I can and I will. Rebuttal, okay. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife.
Hold it!
Does this mean that you already have the results back? We have confirmed that the shape of the Babahl's knife's blade matches the wound. Please don't confuse the efficiency of Interpol's forensics teams with your own.
Objection!
I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear, I'd hardly say your logic is sound, which you will see in a bit. If you can prove me wrong, please, by all means, go ahead. That has been my intention all along. Now let us return to your testimony. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding.
Hold it!
You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes? I was also on the search for the Yatagarasu. When I heard that girl's scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw that girl standing there, motionless with a knife in her hands. But I already told you, I only came in here because I was also after the Yatagarasu. The suspicious person I saw came into this room. But when I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor, so I turned on the lights, and then... You found out that it was the murder weapon at your feet. How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect. The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it? That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of a crime. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent? I think I do, because there's one piece of evidence I find to be a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. So this is what took Mr. Cochin's life. Some of this blood is still in the blade.
Wow, I've been a detective for 7 years already. I've seen a lot of weapons in my days. But knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear.
Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it.
Yeah, just like how this one's practically drenched in it, huh, sir?
Despite that, it looks like the blood's managed to miss the handle somehow. There's a lot of skill detailing on this handle. It would appear that the handle on this knife is removable.
I guess so people can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir.
Don't think people would remove the handle just for fun, detective.
Hold it!
I ask that you please refrain from speculation. It's a sound hypothesis derived from the evidence. There's no room for debate. Arrgh. Miles Edgeworth, know that an ungraceful loss will not be tolerated, my subordinate. Now, rebut her hypothesis with factual logic. Otherwise, what was your investigation for? Yes, you are correct, thank you. Heh, helping a subordinate out with advice is the job of any good superior. She seems to be rather enjoying herself, but she is correct nonetheless. Agent Sheena, please continue with your testimony. The knife is part of a special 3-piece set, which has a design like no other.
Hold it!
About the 3-piece set, is there really no others like it? Let's ask Ambassador Poleno for more details, shall we? The knives are indeed special. They have the butterfly, the symbol of the Republic of Babahl, engraved on them. And because there are only 3 of them in the world, they are very, very valuable. National symbol, huh? Well, the knives are covered in the butterfly design. Along with the Alabastian set, our respective countries only have 3 knives each. I see. Are you satisfied now? So let's continue. The evidence and testimonies all points to the girl. There is no counter-argument.
Hold it!
No, I believe there is still room for debate, and I'll thank you, to not decide that for me. I didn't decide anything for you. I'm merely looking at reality the way it is.
Objection!
Are you sure you're not just viewing the facts through rose-colored glasses? What? Mr. Edgeworth, I think she's mad at you. Perhaps. But our definitions of reality are a tad different. Are the 2 of you, done chatting? Agent Sheena's proof is the Babahlese, knife that Kay was allegedly holding.
Yeah, so, how are you going to prove that Kay didn't do it, sir?
If Agent Sheena wants to suspect Kay merely because Kay was the only one here, then I must show evidence that Kay couldn't have committed the murder.
But do you have any such evidence, sir?
Yes, there is one piece of evidence that seems very unnatural to me. And I believe it is my duty to point that out to Agent Sheena. What piece of evidence is... 1 of 3, covered in the victim's blood. Same blade, same as wound.
Objection!
Skip through this. I made one mistake here. This, they also each possess a set of 3 finely crafted knives. No, the embassy guide.
Objection!
There's 3 other knives in the other embassy.
Objection!
Damn! Oh man, this part's...
Objection!
Yeah, so here's my point is, so murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. I think I figured it out a bit here. So here's one thing I know about stabbings. When somebody is stabbed, especially if somebody is stabbed multiple times, blood is also going to get on the handle, and not only that, the person stabbing usually gets cut. That's why when there's a stabbing, when police have suspects, they usually look for their hands, what their hands look like. And if they see a lot of cuts, they could actually probably use that as evidence, and they could they might be able to do some kind of test to show these cuts came from the knife itself. But that's basically what happens is whenever somebody's using a knife to stab somebody, especially multiple times, usually they get cut as well, and there's blood on the handle. But the fact that there's no blood on the handle, it leads me to believe the handle possibly could have been changed. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade. And yet, there's not a single speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon. The knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? As you can see, the Babahl's knife now has been disassembled into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with this butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. Swap with the real murder weapon's handle. Its blade has yet to be found. Your argument isn't all airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do this such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Objection!
Heh. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer. There is quite a bit of Mr. Cochin's blood on this blade. Thanks to being a prosecutor, I guess I have become accustomed to seeing blood. But this is, not what is important right now. Is it what I think it is? Oh yeah, this. This is the symbol of the other country, right here. What is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means. No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. It was taken from the other embassy. So I was right. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was right. I was originally right. It was just... I wasn't showing the right piece of evidence early, so when I was showing the flyer with the embassy staff, saying that there, when she was saying that there's only a set of only 3 in the world, I was showing that there was 3 other knives in the other embassy, so I was right. The only thing is they wanted me to show that knife first, but I was right in my original theory. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this one. Kingdom of Alabast. This, yeah. They also each possess a set of 3 finely crafted knives. The Kingdom of Alabast still produces the very luxurious Canopian paper, which is renowned for its extremely high quality. This.
Take that!
You can't be serious. It appears that you've made the connection. The flower in this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right. The Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from one of the Alabast ornamental knives. Love when that music kicks in, yep. This part of the knife handle has Babahl's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it's undeniably Babahl's in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena? After the fire had broken out. That's right. Kay entered the Babahl's embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabastian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the 2 countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer.
Whoa! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What a great victory. Huh? Hey, why is everyone so quiet?
I'm happy we got this far and cleared case name, because we haven't found the real killer. But what worries me now is what will happen next.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? An Alabastian knife here? Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Babahl? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run. Now that's the way a great thief operates. Okay. Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth. For proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... Haha, come on, you don't have to be shy about it. Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there is still the possibility that she is the Yatagarasu. Oh my god, she's not gonna stop. That again, look, how many times do I have to explain this to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. Oh great, I know what she's doing. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether you're the real deal or a fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Objection!
Preposterous. On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu. That in itself is the most elegant proof. Miss Sheena. Yes? I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief, Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some impostor to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards. I will walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? What? Well, I guess we better get going. Going? To where? To the Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastian knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. Okay, so I guess it's gonna wrap up here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, drop a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll have the next part up for you guys as soon as I can. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.